Think the goal was ever going to come?
No, I didn't actually. You know, I think the turning point was a penalty kick, to be perfectly honest. The referee told me at the end that he had a fantastic view. I don't think anybody else thought that it wasn't a penalty. I turned to the East Fife bench actually, as usual, running straight with the assistant referee who's got nothing to do with it. He gave him around the referee's part, but the bench were all looking at me going, it's a penalty, you know, and it looked an absolute stonewall penalty kick.
I've seen the DVD.
I'll see the DVD. I don't know many players that dive in that position. They looked at me, he was cutting inside just to go and hit a shot, you know, so difficult. We had a couple of claims for penalty kicks, you know, but over the piece we're still in there fighting. We're delighted to get the result. You know, we changed the formation when we had to chase the game, and the wee boy Sterling came on and made a big difference to us. I thought he was fantastic on the ball, got the crowd on their feet, you know, which is what you're wanting. And he was a wee bit unlucky not to start the game, to be honest, you know, but you know, that kind of turned things in our favour a little bit. There was a lot of huffing and puffing today and very little chances created, to be honest. But at the end it could have went either way. There was when the boys missed a sitter at the back post against us. I don't know who it was, but they missed an absolute sitter for us to lose the game, and that would have been cruel on us, I think, because we put a lot into the game. But I suppose at the end of the day we probably would have taken a point before it. In a away game at such a crucial stage, we probably would have taken a point. So that's what we've managed to get. So we look forward to next week now.
Crucial next week then?
Aye. I've told everybody since day one it'll go to the wire. You know, I've always felt that. I was talking about us winning the league. Yeah, it was always going to be that way. You know, we've come up for the second division, mainly third division, mainly a squad of players that came up on the back of winning the playoffs last year. And it was always going to be a tough one for us. You know, we've had some good spells, we've had some bad spells. We're going through a sticky one just now, but we showed a bit of resilience and a bit of character to get back in the game, because I'm sure East Fife thought that the points were won. And that last 10-15 minutes when we started to really have a real push for it, you know, was obviously rewarded us with a goal, you know. So, but we're still in there. We'll take it right to the wire, and hopefully we've got enough character and enough ability to go and win the game next week.
Well, after today's result, it's going to be a point next week, correct? And that's just.
I'm in there now, and everybody's banding about different figures and all the rest of it. I really couldn't get out quick enough, to be honest. Mine's, you know, just. In such a state just now, because it was such a frantic match as well, you know. So I'll sit down later on and have a think about what we need and what we've got to do, you know, and how we'll approach it. I'm sure at home our fans would expect us to go and try and win the match and be an attacking force, and that's what we'll probably do. But I'll get over this game before I start thinking about the next one.
Your games against Peterhead this season have been quite sort of, you know, difficult games.
Well, we've managed to beat them a couple of times in drawing them up with the second game of the season, you know. So we've done okay against them, but that actually goes for nothing. Every game's different. It will depend how Peterhead approach the game. I'm sure Neil Cooper will be working hard to get his players up for it. It's the last game. They've got a long way to travel. They're all things, all factors that can affect in the match, you know. We know that our performance has got to be reflected by the way we go about things, you know, the way we get stuck in. We have to make sure that we do that next week, and we don't give ourselves a wee headache. We've come a long way this season, you know, worked really hard to be in the division. We don't want to be going back into playoffs with the possibility of going out of it very quickly, so there's everything to play for us.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks very much
for
that.
Thanks, David.
How are you feeling after that?
Obviously disappointed. The goal's preventable. The boys dug in first half, and, you know, the wind died the second half. But under tricky circumstances in the first half with the wind, I thought the boys defended strong, defended the set place, and you know, second half I thought we had a few chances ourselves to bury the game, and you know, I've just said in there after the game that unfortunately we find ourselves in the league where we are because of the way we lose the goal with two boys colliding, and the boys went through and finished it well, to be fair to them.
So you've got it all to do next week again?
Yes, as I say, it's Arbroath. Counts 1-2-0.
Yep, 2-0.
So you know, we go up there and at least it's still in our own hands. As I say, we've been creating chances, and we need to be more ruthless. So disappointing in the way that we've lost the goal, and as I say, we have to be more positive in front of goal.
Could have won it at the end as well, but we had a chance with a header too.
Yeah, I think Paul's done well down the right hand side. Played a great ball to Paul Nugent. Good cross, and unfortunately the wee man's not hit target with the header. But as I say, you know, you need to create chances to score goals, and credit to the boys, that's the positives you take from the game. But as I say, throughout the season we go back over numerous games where we've shot ourselves in the foot, losing bad goals. But just got to stay positive, frame of mind and focused for next week's visit.
How's your injury list, Stephen? How's the injury list for next week? Anybody coming back next week?
No, there'll not be any long-term injuries back. So it'll be the same squad. Hopefully, I don't think anybody's picked up injuries, so it'll be fine.
The same squad. And you sort of dreading it, are you? Dreading the game next week? It's going to be a really hard game for you. It's going to be a...
Dreading it if we're sitting bottom of the league. It's all in our own hands. If you're going to go into a game of football thinking you're going to get beat, what's the point in playing? I don't doubt my players. You know, their mental attitude and that going into the game today, their effort, I can't fault that. As I say, it's just the inconsistency, see maybe games out. And that's something we'll continue to work on.
Is it a bit of a surprise to be in this position? I mean, a few months ago you thought you'd be in this position just now?
No, I think, as I've said, you know, there's games that we should have 10 points from, but you can't feel sorry for yourself, and it's happened too many times this season. So the reality is you end up in the league where you deserve to be, really. We can go over and say, yes, we've had chances in games and we've lost bad goals here there. That's where myself as manager, we've got to try and stamp out losing the bad goals, and we've got to be more clinical up front.
Thanks, Stevie.
Draw would do you, but obviously you're taking to just go for the win. You can't.
No, I'm not. The mindset will be going up there to try and win the game. If we go up there, you know, to try and take a point, again, being in that position where you get your fingers burnt, we've got to go up there, positive frame of mind. We've done well against Arbroath this season, and fair play to them, they've finished the season well. But it'll be a very difficult game, but we've got to go up there looking to take all 3 points.
Thank you.